Hey, how are we, man?
Yeah, bloody awesome yourself, man.
I'm doing good. What's up, guys? You're listening to Dale and Jim, and this is the Beardy Bros Podcast. This is our very, very first episode, very official first episode. Are you excited, Jim?
Oh hell yeah! It's so good to be here, man.
So good to be here. I mean, the last one was doing pretty good. I mean, that was just a sample cast. People seem to love it. Hopefully, people love this one. Now that's the official first one. We've uh, we've broken the seal now.
We got the
I'm pretty
official
excited.
one next to it, man.
The official Uno El Muno. I don't know. I don't know why the one's mooning, but okay.
What do you?
So what's been happening? What have you been up to this week?
Uh, Staying safe, washing the hands, man. Washing the
Yeah,
hands.
Dave washing the hands. I mean, I went back to work this week. That was pretty insane going back to work.
Oh, you'll be loving that.
Oh, for sure. Getting back out there into the world as an essential worker.
Hell yeah! I mean, you've just got to keep doing it, man. Like you can't just stop just because the world has, really.
No, exactly. Like, I mean, it's easing up here in Australia, which is pretty good. But yeah, you definitely got to be very mindful of it. I've still been using, carrying the little hand sanitizer, a little squirt here, little rub my hands, give it a nice central scrub for 20 seconds.
I
You'll be
actually
very
did
mindful of that.
see that the restrictions are going to be eased very soon. Actually,
I think it was meant to be from today, the 1st of May was the ease of restrictions.
I think so.
So, and then also being that this weekend is also kind of a long weekend because Monday's Labor Day. So hopefully people are responsible enough and don't get too carried away.
Oh, I hope so. I hope
'Cause,
so, man.
Because we don't, I mean, hopefully people are smart enough, we don't have any relapses because that's the last thing we need, Weekend comes around, everyone's able to kind of go out a little bit. Kind of, I mean, they have still got the restrictions on how many people can hang around together, but, how is it always maintained?
2 people can visit now. 2?
Yeah, I think it is. But that's exactly it. Hopefully people are still responsible, not being like, oh, we'll loophole this. Oh, we're going to loophole. And then, ruin it for everyone.
Just keep it responsible.
Keep it responsible. Exactly. You got to always keep it responsible. But no, that's been it for me back at work. Been playing a few things here and there. Mainly, my boy's been a bit upset that I've been back at work now because I've been off for a month, and spending time with him was pretty good. But now that I'm back at work, he's just like got to get back into a routine that I'm not going to be here as often now.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, oh, where are you going? What are you doing? It's just like, I got to go to work.
Because you didn't quite get that that was only a temporary thing that you were just there like all day.
Yeah, exactly. And it's weird. Like a month can go by like kind of quickly. I mean, it seemed quick, but it seemed long at the same time. Like,
April was like a whole year in one. It was ridiculous.
Exactly. That whole month was just whack. So it was a weird month, but I mean, we're starting to pick up now coming out of it. I mean, we're at, start of May, things are starting to kind of flow back in, content's starting to come out. Everything's starting to move back into positiveness, like the positivity is coming back, which is good. I mean, I'm excited. 5th of May, I get my new Cyberpunk controller. Ooh, that finally drops. I'm so keen for that. I'm so keen to get my controller.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, so good. I know, those 2 colors, like, far out, man. It looks dope. I'm keen to get it. If you want the controller, definitely get on pre-ordering the controller because it does look pretty sick. I've seen a few photos of it. And it's like, oh man, like I can't wait to get myself that new controller and just have that baby in my hands.
I kind of want one to play and one to have on display.
Yeah. Well, if you get the controller and you get I mean, you have to wait till the end of the year for when the game drops, but you can get the console, which will come with another controller. I mean, it's an Xbox One X.
I think it is. Yeah, I think it's an X. I think they're just trying to market that still because, as we said once before, there's no Series X exclusives for the next year or two. So
yeah, that's a strange one, eh? Like that they're not doing anything for a while. Like, you think you'd have some launch titles with it, but to be like, we're going to just release it, everything kind of stock standard with all platforms and just have like the compatibility, like upgrading, like it's weird.
I mean, there is. I mean, we do get Halo Infinite on launch, probably another Gears of some sort, not Gears 6,
Like, they're
but
going to get everything by the
Gears
sound.
of some sort.
Like,
But they're going to be on One and Series X and PC. Like,
cross-platform, yeah, exactly. You got all that cross-play with that PC stuff, so it's still kind of close to home, but it's being able to play.
Like Sony's approach, they ditching like these last two games that we're going to speak about soon, Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima. Like, they're coming out. They're the last PS4 like exclusives. Like, they're the last one. And then we got PS5 to move on to. Like, it's going to be so exciting to see what they're bringing.
Yeah, exactly, and that's exactly it. It's interesting to see that PlayStation 5 is going to go down that route where we're like, okay, yeah, things are backwards compatible to a point. Like, that's always going to be the way. Like, you can't get pure backwards compatibility, but to be like, okay, this is where we're stopping making games. You'll be able to play what you've got over on the next console. But like, where Xbox is being like, what? Like,
they said there's 100 of the most played PS4 games that are on launch compatible.
The hits kind of thing.
Add more over time. So
pretty much what Xbox One did when they did their backwards compatibility.
Yeah,
just update and add more to it.
Except these are going to be good. Like all your PS4 exclusives will be on there. Like everything.
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
No, I think that's like.
They tested God of War on PS5. It was 4K. It was native 4K 60 frames. Like, that is going to be so good.
Well, that's exactly it. Like, I can't wait to see what a lot of the games are going to be like being upscaled and like playing it, but different frame, like,
higher frame rates, higher resolution, like everything. No load times really.
Like, that's exactly it. I'm kind of curious what they're going to do with Last of Us 2, how that's going to work out.
Well, that was slated for a PS4 launch, I think. Like, that was going to be PS5 launch.
Yeah, like that's where they were kind of keeping it, like, because they delayed it originally.
Yeah, like they delayed it until the holiday, which was pretty much when the console was coming out. So
yeah, which was crazy because like it was originally meant to come out earlier, and then they're like, oh, let's delay it, and then now they've done a reverse pull, and they're like, what was the date they're releasing it?
June 19th.
Like, that's insane. Like,
man,
a couple of months away. Like, they just done a big handbrakey 180, But I mean, that's
February, and then May, and now June. Like,
well, it was like May, and then end of the year, September possibly, and then back to June. But
yeah, it's just one of them things. Like, I mean, it's their game; they can do whatever they want with it.
Do you reckon it could have been to do with the leaks that are going on?
You can tell that's definitely what it was. Like, as soon as it leaked, and then a day or two later, they just announced the new release date.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
Yeah,
like I've been avoiding it, thankfully. Like, I don't think I've seen anything. Like, I've been pretty avoidant of most things. I don't follow much of those pages, so I'm thankful there. I hear about stuff. Like, you come across any leaks?
I have not, because I've been a good boy and not read anything about it.
Avoiding it? You've been avoiding it? That's right then. Yeah, because I'm like, I mean, I still never really finished the first Last of Us, sadly. I've always played them, but I own them both on PS3 and PS4. So I'm like, I'm in that weird void where I don't want spoilers, but I maybe would, but like, I don't know, like, I've never really played it. I've watched it, but I've never played it fully. So I'm in this weird area. I know I need to play it.
You're itching to play it, but then if you play it, you get invested. Then the next one comes out, and then you wouldn't have finished the first one. Then you got to play the second one.
It's just like, what do I do?
Too long, man.
It's just a weird void.
I mean, you can watch me play it. I'm going to play it on live stream eventually again. So
yeah, you're gonna Twitch that, are you?
I have finished it multiple times.
Yeah, finish it, Twitch it.
Twitch it, yeah. I'm gonna Twitch the bloody thing.
Play it on Twitch.
Yeah, well, that brings out that, like, June 19th, which Ghost of Tsushima was meant to be June. Was it June 19th before, and then they switched that until July 17th?
Yeah. Like, it's
Like,
crazy.
they had to put that a month back, like, just because of The Last of Us. Like,
Because
they're
they want
trying
to
to
get
get
that
it
tied
right,
up.
but they have to
I'm
do
like,
it longer.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I say, they're to be like technically the last exclusives, like for PS4.
Yeah, they're the last
Like, that's
known ones that
insane.
like they've announced at least.
Yeah, because there's nothing else that we know of that's exclusive that's gonna maybe slip in at the last minute. Like, because what we had E3 pretty much cancelled, so
Yeah, but don't forget, Sony has been rumored to do a PS5 reveal mid-May or June. So keep an eye out for that.
yeah. Oh, what's another thing? But yeah, no, like I'm keen for some games, like especially with Cyberpunk. Like, they just released that the game's what, R18.
Yeah, I see. Like, well, did you see what the developer posted on Facebook or Twitter?
I saw that post earlier this afternoon. It was like, what was it? What was?
They don't give no fucks or something about.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck or something. I don't give a single fuck or something. Like, that's just great. Like, there was like, I did see a photo as well of a tweet where it's like things that people are like. The other thing was like, I'm surprised. He was like, I'm surprised that people are surprised.
Yeah.
like there's a list of like all these different things, like all these ratings and different stuff, and people like bland faces, like Cyberpunk 2077 rated R18. People are shocked. It's like that whole that Joker meme where it was like, something bad an eyelid, and then you do the thing and like everyone loses their mind. I was just like, oh, that's what it feels like all over again.
Yeah, well, they didn't. Well, they just say they're not pulling no punches or like they just going all out whatever they want.
Makes sense though. Like, at least they're not keeping the game dodgy. Like, they're going hard yakka with the game.
Yeah, like they're just giving people what they like, what they got in their vision is what they're putting into the game. Like,
Yeah.
they're not holding back on anything.
Oh man, I'm kind of keen for it. Like, I mean, I feel kind of bad because I haven't really finished any of the Witcher games. And like, I know this is not related, but it's a Project Red. Like,
I mean, it is related because they're just good and they're just going to carry on their body of work from that.
Like, I'd suck to be like a Project Red fan where I've barely played any of the. Like, I played the first Witcher, but like to not play any other Witchers, to then be like, I'm gonna play Cyberpunk. I love Cyberpunk. It's gonna be pretty sick.
I mean, it's gonna be good. Like, you can't deny it. They're one of the developers in the top like 5.
Oh yeah, and then what? How many games have they made? Is it only just the Witcher series? Like, I can't remember what else they've made, but if they have
that,
that's what I mean. It's just that everyone's like, we're not worthy. We're not worthy. They're just such a serious, like, not serious, but like they're such a well-established company like that knows how to make games for some reason. It's weird.
They're just up there with like Naughty Dog. In the top tier.
Yeah, like Naughty Dog's been around for a long time, and here's them that have been around, I guess, for a while. Well, they've only worked on like a couple of games, Naughty Dog's got a variety under their belt.
Into 90s, so
like, oh my god, it's just ridiculous.
It is.
Oh man,
they may have done other games, but not that I can think of, other than The Witches.
Yeah. Oh man.
I mean, congrats to them.
Yeah.
But did you? Oh man, did you see the trailer for Made of Scare or Scare Curve? I don't know how to say it. It looks like an Outlast kind of thing.
Oh like, really?
Yeah,
it's like Outlast.
I just seen it pop up yesterday on the IGN channel or something. It was intense.
Yeah.
It was like a horror. I don't know, just looked a lot like there wasn't much gameplay shown, like a minute long, but
okay.
It looks like a good horror that comes out.
Like a good horror
in June or July, I think.
Oh, see, that's actually a lot of games that are coming out that June July period, because you've also got Destroy All Humans coming out at the end of July.
July 28th, man.
Yeah, like damn.
With
that's a lot of games. Oh, I know. Looking back over those prices again, I'm still shook. I'm like, all right, man.
Like $300 for one for a statue, then $600 for a statue in a backpack.
I forgot how expensive that was. I was shook when I looked up that again because they've had pre-orders for it before, I think, but they never had a full established for it, and like you could see what they were doing for the editions. But now
It
seeing
is
like
warranted. It's
like,
a 23-inch freaking statue. They're like, wow.
yeah, it's like half the size of oh, I forgot his name now. Damn it! It's like one of my favorite games. I forgot his name.
Crypto.
Yeah, there we go. Like you said it the thing, like, and I forgot. My mind blanked. Why am I having mind blanks? I mean, it's been a big day for me.
Yeah, man.
Pretty big day.
It's gonna be such a good game to have.
Oh yeah, like it was kind of funny before they announced it. Like I remember when they announced it, like it was like a month before they'd announced it. I had rebought the original Xbox version of it, digital. I got it for like $4 or $5. I bought it like $4 or $5. Like, oh, you know what? I kind of feel like playing Destroy All Humans again. I was like, oh yeah, I remember you can get it online. Like, I buy it digitally off Xbox. Yeah, I did that. Played it for a little while, and it was like the month went by, and it's like, coming soon. Blah, blah, blah. They had that whole trailer drop, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, seriously? Like, I'm keen for this, but at the same time, I was like, I just bought this. Like, they should have like a disclaimer, like, before you buy this game, are you aware that this is going to be coming? I was like, what? I was so triggered. Like, I would have.
It's going to bring back the what's it called? The it's going to bring back the nostalgia of back with PS2.
Yeah.
Like, I remember playing
so
them games back in the day. It was so good.
So good. I love playing crypto. Like, I love playing crypto. Destroy Humans. Like, I played 1 and 2. I played the hell out of them.
Oh hell yeah! They were just so iconic back then. Like, there was nothing else like it. It was like a sci-fi Grand Theft Auto kind of thing.
Yeah, just running around, zapping, stealing brains, doing stuff.
Exploding cows.
Yeah. I love that. I love just sucking the brains out of people, though.
Oh
yeah.
I'm going to buy both versions. I'm going to buy both collectors.
Yeah. You're going to spend all that money?
Got to get them fucking statues, man.
I know. I'm thinking of getting that, the $300 edition one, which I might have to pre-order soon if it's that much, and it comes out in July.
Oh, yeah.
I might have to get onto that soon. Before one, they sell out, and two, not spend like the $300 as soon as it comes out. Be like, oh.
Yeah, well, Ghost of Tsushima. That's a stupid name.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima. That I went to pre-order that, but it was sold out again. I'm like, no.
Oh wow.
Yep, the collector's one.
What?
It was only $150 or $200 or something, but
oh yeah, that's not too bad.
Come with a Japanese mask. Like, oof.
Yep. No, so it kind of reminds me of bloody the amount of times I'm looking on the EB Games website when like the amount of times I see like Animal Crossing coming back in store. It's like new shipment arriving soon. I'm like, how popular is Animal Crossing? Like, there seems to be like every like half month there's a new shipment coming back in. It's like, are they really selling out?
I think it's because of the human malware going around that they had to do low stock. Like,
yeah. Well, actually, that's another thing like related to that. Like, you heard about the switches, where apparently they shortened the stock down the switches. Is that related to that? I wonder.
Yep, because it was in the production. The human malware impacted that too.
Ah, so it's all part of that. Like, because I was like, I heard about that the whole. I was like, what? Delayed on Nintendo shipments. People going, Nintendo aren't shipping anymore. People started freaking out, going, Nintendo's not making Switch. They're discontinuing. It's like, I doubt they're discontinuing it. They only just released the Lite. Like, are you mental?
Yep, they are.
People are insane. Oh man.
I seen you was on Modern Warfare 2 just before, man.
Yes.
Or...
Actually, it's not too bad. Like, I was playing that for a bit earlier. It's actually pretty slick. Like, oh, my sinuses are so bad right now. Actually, it was it's good to like step back into the old, like something like that was on what 360.
That was back in our youth.
What was it? 2009?
7?
I think it was 9. I think it was 9. 2007. I think that was Modern Warfare, and then 2009 was Modern Warfare 2.
I think so. And then number 3 came in 10 or 11.
Yeah. So you're pretty much close there. No, it wasn't actually that bad. Like it looks really good. Like it's not just like games where they like sometimes some games will chuck on a remaster and it looks kind of like a shonky like upscaling. Like this looked pretty good. Like it's not as like okay, it's not as amazing as Modern Warfare, like the 2019 Modern Warfare. Like that looks amazing. It would have been cool if they went with that route. Like they put in those textures detailing. They didn't go that far, but
that would take a long
it looks but like definitely it looks really good. Like they've really improved it. It looks nice. Like there are some things. I say there are some textures I did notice that looked a little like they weren't the best. Like they weren't like they're not. Well, it's not dodgy. 360 graphics aren't dodgy. They're just vintage, somewhat vintage. They're just old school. Like some of the textures kind of looked like old school texturing, but kind of upscaled. But majority of it was reskinned. It looked definitely reskinned and kind of it's a lot smoother. Definitely plays a lot smoother.
Just as long as it plays smooth, it looks good.
It definitely feels playing like you're playing a game of this year. To me, anyway, it felt like that. It played pretty good for sure because I did I did that training thing at the start where you got to like run through and like shoot out the targets when they pop up. Like playing that, like I love the target range, and it was dope just running through like constantly because I tried to beat my own score at the start because I forgot that when you played it the first time around, it tells you what it gave you the recommendation of what difficulty you should play it at, which I think was cool. Which I completely forgot about. Like that's a cool little feature, and I just kept running through it and like quickly taking out the targets, and it moves so smooth. It plays really smooth, and I was impressed at how smooth it was and how fluid and everything moves. I was like, this is pretty good. Like it doesn't feel like I'm playing a dated game, which most games feel.
Modern Warfare 2 didn't feel dated like now. Still, like you can go back and play it on the back compat. It's still pretty good.
Pretty solid, yeah.
It just needed a bit of an upgrade of the visuals and
exactly.
A few of them, the mechanics as well.
Yeah, and that's what I'm surprised that they only went with like it's half the price, but I'm surprised they only went with a campaign. But I guess because they don't want to take people away from the Modern Warfare multiplayer, which they've got now.
To be fair, like you didn't need the multiplayer because the Modern Warfare one's still so good.
But exactly, and that's a smart move to be like where most games where they did the remaster, like when they did like that modern like Call of Duty's Modern Warfare remastering and like the Infinite Warfare, like you drop two games that both had campaign and both had a multiplayer from what I remember. What are you doing? Yep. Why dropping two games? Which one do you want people to play? Like you kind of shoot yourself in the foot.
The Infinite one was going to be trash. I think
it's kind of bad. Like it's kind of bad that they did that. Like, and I guess if you didn't release remastered and people bought it, then they would have to have played the multiplayer. Like,
yeah, exactly.
And at least they learned this time around. Let's just get the campaign that people would like to play. Not worry about multiplayer because we want people to spend money and play our multiplayer and play Warzone over here, which makes sense. Like, it's weird.
Otherwise, they would have had to monetize Modern Warfare 2 one and
get all these skins and buy this. And it's like, what are you doing? This game is vintage. I don't want to do this.
Exactly. I don't condone spending money on it anyway because in a year the next one's going to be out, so you lose what you just got.
Modern Warfare 3 remasters.
Man, if that comes out, I'm definitely getting that too.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the first campaign to drop, like the Modern Warfare. I want that to drop down in price so I can buy that because I kind of want to go back over it and play that.
Oh, yeah.
Newer graphics. Or not newer graphics, just updated.
It's the same thing as the second one, really.
But how have you been getting on with the Deliver Us the Moon, man? Seen you've been playing that a fair bit lately.
Yeah, that just dropped a couple of days ago, or probably 3 days now.
Yeah.
Nothing from PS4 yet, but man, if you want a nice little story, a story-driven thriller, that's definitely the game for you.
Definitely,
I know. It's not the longest game. Like it's like you said before, like 5 hours, really, 4 to 5.
Better than some games, like not saying anything Resident Evil 3.
I mean, there is a shithouse Resident Evil 3, which take you 2 hours.
Yep. Oh my God.
2 hours minimum, and it's like a 3-hour game.
That's supposed to be a AAA title.
Yeah, well, this Deliver Us the Moon's an indie, but it has the graphics of a AAA, the gameplay of a AAA, the voices, they are top notch. They have done very good on them. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's all. Just think of like a AAA game. Just like it's not shoddy quality or anything.
So it's actually it's budget for being an indie. That's the other thing too. Like I've noticed lately, and like I've talked about like outside of podcast being this is the first one. That like indie games, like indie games as well, but like the developers behind the indie games have been really picking up their game lately. Like they've been really good. Like indie games have been a lot better than AAA titles. Like they've been really good. Story wise, the acting, the graphics, the sound, like they've been putting out really good content for what you're getting.
You know, this game's roughly $30, I think, if you want to buy it. It's on Game Pass, but I recommend it 5 out of 5. It's just I finished it in a couple of days. In like
you played it for ages.
The frame rate does dip a little through a couple of spots, but I only copped it like 2 or 3 times where there's just a few things going on in the background. It's made it dip a little bit, but other than that, I actually swore it was a proper studio, not a look indie one. I thought it was a proper one. I'm like, wow, like I thought it was just so good. I do recommend it.
Yeah, I still got to play. I mean, I downloaded it. I still haven't played it yet. I've got a lot of games to play. I mean, I got my backlog sitting here. I still need to finish Fallen Order and Borderlands 3, and I want to play The Witcher 3, which I've never finished. And I've got to definitely play Resident Evil 3, but I mean, that's only going to take me 2 hours, maybe 3, depending on how effort I want to put into it.
Well, if you want to do Witcher, it's going to take you like 60 plus hours.
I know. I should have done that over like when I was in like isolation. I should have just played The Witcher. I don't know why I didn't. I was stupid. Can I have another isolation, please? I've had one isolation. Can I have another?
I mean, it might happen if they let us out early. Like they could jump back up again. So, I don't know. We just trust them really and hope they know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed people are responsible. But, you know, people are people.
They do as they bloody please, man.
Oh, they do. People can be a pain in the butt when it comes to stuff like that.
What about Square Enix, man? Putting Final Fantasy VII into multiple parts, multiple discs.
Oh, what is that? What is with that? Like,
what? I'm serious. I seen the developer wanted it in smaller parts. They want to put it on just 2 discs. They want it over multiple bloody episodes or something. Like, what are they doing?
Well, I think that's why people said that's why they said like it seemed so. I don't know. It's weird. People will say, I did actually I do remember seeing something about being episodes, and I guess that's why people have finished it. So I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people have finished it. Like, it's
and I guess that's what, because especially from what I remember, it was supposed to be a long game, and that's kind of shonky if companies now are like, because how much was it when it dropped? Like $60, $70?
Yeah, like it's a full price game, but it's only part of it. Like,
yeah, I can understand. You put a lot of work in remastering it, doing all this work. Yeah, I can understand that. Could you not give me the full game?
Like, probably $40-$30.
Yeah, like if you paid like $40 for the complete game back when it came out, and that's with the OG original game.
Yeah, but don't forget this is going to be multiple parts of $60. Like this game, could cost you over $200. Like,
that's if they're going to stick that route. Like if they do DLC, like that's still a bit dodgy. Like it should have been the game in the first place. But buy a DLC expansion like one for like $20. Okay, that's a little bit more reasonable. But still, if I'm paying $60, I'm expected to get the full game for $60.
That's right. If they're releasing multiple parts, drop the price a little bit. You're still making the bloody money back. Like, drop it, people will buy it. But now they know they're getting like probably 6 different parts.
People are going to definitely not touch it.
They're not going to drop $60 each part. Like, that's just
people are going to be like, what the fuck? And like people have said they loved it, but yeah, exactly. People have said, yeah, they loved the game. but it seems short. It's like, well, then you clearly don't remember that the original game was. You've mostly never played the original game. A lot of the new people that have never played the game are buying into it because there's that whole nostalgia behind it, being like, oh, I want to get on this trend because it's a nostalgia game.
Yep.
And like, that's not always the best thing, because then it creates this false sense of like, you know, safeguard, and then they just keep doing all this crap.
Yep. Same thing happened to Crush and Spyro, and like Activision done them. Like,
yeah,
they had non-fans on there like, this is trash. I'm like, well, you didn't play the old ones. You didn't play the original.
Yeah, and then people came out like, yeah, you know, we played them when it was back in the day, and like, but then that was the other bad thing there was like, Crash Bandicoot actually Crash Bandicoot actually fitted on the disc.
Yeah.
But then you've got bloody this thing with like Spyro. And oh my god, my headset's going off. Jesus Christ. I don't know if you could hear that. But like Spyro had the first episode like on the disc, but then you had to download 2 and 3.
Didn't Crash do that as well though?
No, it actually had it all on the disc.
Did it? I can't remember.
They actually fitted it all on the disc, but Spyro, you had to download the Spyro. The first game was on the disc, but then you had to download 2 and 3, and that's why I've been very I'm very tempted to just download Spyro, because why would I buy a disc if I'm only technically the disc is only holding the first game? Before I can even play it, I still have to download 2 and 3. I might as well just download the whole lot.
Yep,
I'm like,
exactly.
It's you know, it's one of those things. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, but hopefully next gen games are getting a bit smaller, so they can cram it more onto the disc. Hopefully, there's not so much downloading off the actual disc. Like, put a full game on the damn disc. It's not hard.
Go back to how it used to be.
Like as you said, like yesterday, a Blu-ray disc, like a 4K Blu-ray disc, can hold.
It can hold heaps. Yeah, it can hold massive amounts, and even if you kind of compress it a little bit, like it still fits and it still looks good. Like it's just silly.
Like on a disc, on a full disc. People doing that.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Like that's called for, but like when you've got half of your game, you've got to download that. It should be on the
download
disc.
the rest of it.
That's
again. I'm buying a product that's not complete. Like, why am I buying a product that's not complete?
Because just think, if you bought that game thinking you'll play all 3 of them, and your net cuts out, you can only play one of them. Like, you only got the one game. Like,
Well, that's the thing. I don't even think that would work. Like, if like the Spyro, if your internet goes down or something, like with Xbox, the way, I mean, you've got to download it. It still works. But if for some reason it just seems to get spaz, like you can't play anything downloaded. Like,
nope.
I don't know. Like, you know, it could be that way where, I don't know, theoretically speaking, downloaded stuff doesn't work. You know, I don't know. Who knows where their way of future's going with technology is fucking. They keep changing unnecessarily. Unnecessary.
No, very good, but nope. Just going down the consumers, man.
But the one thing, I know you saw it. I know you watched it. You know what I'm talking about.
Valhalla!
Oh, I mean, I want to watch that again. I'm so tempted to chuck it on right now and watch it. It's so good.
That's what it was.
It's so good. That trailer, oh my god. So for what you guys don't know, we're talking about the Assassin's Creed Viking. It's like, oh my god.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's got revealed this morning. It looks so good.
Oh, I mean, those cinematic trailers, like always overhype the game. But like they always kind of showed off, like most of the time those trailers kind of showed off the mechanics. It's always been very, very Assassin. Like every single one's been very Assassin. This one didn't feel Assassins, I think. Like that's what I liked about it, is it didn't feel Assassin.
This feels like that Vikings TV show, like just straight action in your face. Just boom. It's
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
I mean, Odyssey wasn't really assassinated. Like that was thrown in there, but you wasn't like stealthy or nothing. Like
it looks so good.
Yeah. When did it drop? Like the end of the year. Like I seen it drops in December.
Yep.
December 31st. Like what? What? It doesn't make any sense. On the last day of the year, like, what does it drop then?
Like, oh,
Like, that's after Christmas. Like, you think you'd drop it just before, so people get it for the kids or something, but I don't know. I'm still keen for it.
it's gonna be so good.
But what about the end of the trailer, man?
Oh man, just that whole thing, dude. Like how he looked though. Like once that happened, where he was just. I mean, I don't want to really spoil the trailer, but
You can't
I mean,
really
I think
spoil a trailer. Like, people are going to watch it. They're probably already.
it's a good trailer, but like, but basically, where that whole combat scene was happening, that like the whole trailer was like just how they showed it off, like how like was it the English Empire? Was it the American? Like it was like this weird because it was like Vikings and medieval kind of knights and stuff. But like, was it the English Empire?
I'm not going to say because I have no idea who the hell they were fighting.
But like, just how they like made it out, like the Vikings were like
just mad,
like brutal, mad, like had no respect. Yet the trailer showed you that they had respect and dignity. They didn't just pillage and plunder like they make it out to be. Like they were actually very respectful and stuff.
They had their own beliefs in it. Like they just followed by their own code. Right. They didn't just do it just for the hell of it.
No, and then they went to the war or whatever it was. And then like they were fighting and stuff like that was brutal. That whole scene, that whole fight cinematic was just insane. And then
I couldn't keep track of everything that was going on. It was just everything was happening. Like, wow.
Like that one Viking dude, he got like he got stabbed with the sword, and he like kept on. I don't know if it was a sword or a spear. I just remember he got stabbed.
Chest or something like,
and it was still sticking out of him, and he's still going, and he kills like 2 other guys while he's got this thing stuck in him, and then he got his head cut off or slight. I can't remember what it was. He got stabbed, and then he finally died. But like it was brutal. Like he just kept going. Like you see these knights just get stabbed and they're dead, and he's like gets impaled, and he's just like, and he's still fighting, and then like it showed the Vikings' courage.
Yeah. That's just how the Vikings lived. I mean.
They were tough.
Yeah, like they just took whatever was thrown at them, really.
Like that's insane. Like I'm actually kind of keen for this Assassins. Like the other ones I've never been really like. I kind of like lost. Like I didn't play much of Origins. I didn't play Odyssey. Like it was just like doo doo. Like that was bad.
You're missing out.
Like I didn't. Well, not like I need to play them, but like this one actually makes me feel like I want to play it. Like I'm like, damn man, I actually want to play this. And it's just like
they brought it back. Finally.
So good.
They brought back the hidden blade. Like,
yeah. But like the whole part where it's like, he's with us, Odin's son. And then he just like, but he went to like weird thing, like the big brute came out and he's fighting him and stuff. And then that dude was being all smug, being like, he's my right hand man's gonna whoop your ass. And then he's just like, and he didn't look like he was in this weird zen. Like that Viking dude was like in this weird zen. He was just like fighting him with like his inner soul, like he knew what was going on. And then he just went shing like over the top, like blade straight through the. Where did he stab? He stabbed him straight in the face, didn't he?
Through the eye or something, like through the.
Like he just went full focus, calm, and just went whoosh, like last second, like he played it perfect. And he was just like, and the dude was like, oh shit.
The thing was,
like, shing.
He was getting his ass kicked that whole fight. He was just somehow surviving.
It's insane.
He was just going off adrenaline, really.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. It was just insane. So good.
I'm thinking I might buy that for next gen because it's going to be so fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it for this. I mean, PS4 won't probably have it, but it'll
definitely. I feel like that's the weird part with like this game, especially coming out for like the Xbox, because I do feel like they're still kind of keeping in that line of like that weird gen, especially being the Series X. Like I'm guessing, is it going to be like you get your games now where it still says Xbox One on it? Like I'm feeling it's just going to be a green case, nothing's going to change. It's just going to be Xbox One, and it's just going to be compatible on all platforms.
I'm hoping not, but I mean,
that's what I feel like it's going to be, especially with no. Like, I guess it saves them on like printing green cases because then they don't have to change anything. It's the same manufacturing they've been doing for the last God knows how long, and they can recycle like old cases. So maybe that could be a thing, save a couple of costs, but it's a bit odd.
You're meant to jump gen, like you're meant to just keep that behind you and go to the next.
Exactly, like when you go to the next one, like go to the next one, not just like we're going to go to the next one, but it's going to take us this whole time to get there. Like, really?
I mean, it's going to take years to get there. Like, Sony's already there. Sony's in the fucking future right now.
Yeah, like, nah, we're going there, boys. Like, they still haven't even dropped their freaking console. Like, come on!
Yeah, but
been teasers, like, different stuff. But, like, give us the console already. Like, I want to see this thing. Like, I like the controller.
Slowly, like, Control, that developer conference. Like, they're giving us little teasers.
Like, at least PlayStation is kind of delving into, like, actually trying to, like, evolve, like, the gaming industry in a way. Like, I love my Xbox. I'm not like specifically an Xbox fanboy. Like, I've got everything. I play Xbox, I play PlayStation. You know that. But like the Xbox Series X comes with the Elite controller as default now. Okay, that's cool.
Pretty much.
Like, that makes sense. Like, the controller, if you buy an Elite controller, you're paying like $200. So when you think about it, if you're buying the Xbox Series X and you get an Elite controller, okay, I'm hoping they're not going to be like, we're going to upmarket the console and be like $1,000 when it clearly consoles can go for like $600. Like, if it's $600, it sounds reasonable. Like, that's still fairly reasonable. Like, not just do like the whole thing where they did like with the Xbox One launch and be like, this is this much, but we're giving you a Kinect, so it's kind of forcing you to buy the Kinect, and that's why the console was expensive. Yeah. Like, that was stupid. Like, you're forcing the Kinect on people, and then having the console at like $50 to $100 more than the PlayStation.
And like, plus, it didn't look, the games didn't run as well either. Like, man.
Yeah, at that time, and then that's what I mean. Like, okay, yeah, you're gonna give us an Elite controller with it. Like, okay, that's cool. But then you got PlayStation over here that hasn't even unveiled anything, but they've actually got a controller that's actually stepping up the game.
They did a whole redesign.
Like, designs changed up. They've actually changed the design now, because from the PlayStation 1 to like the PS2, and then the one where they introduced the thumbsticks and stuff like that, and they slowly evolved from there. But it still looked the same. Like, this is fully revamping it up. Like, it looks way different. And then they've got the DualSense coming along. Like, they're going away from like standard vibration and going to DualSense, like playing up the playing field. Like, they're really delving deep with technology. They're really jumping forwards. And then you just get Xbox.
I'm just excited for the adaptive triggers, the
weight sensoring and stuff. Like, you feel the weight and the triggers and stuff.
Yeah,
that's going to be that's technology. That's taking steps forwards. I can see that, but like the basic stuff they're rambling on about, like graphics and stuff and the speeds of consoles. Well, that makes sense, but like, actually take steps. You know, like I expect the console to be that by now, because it's been like 7 years since it first came out or more. You know?
Yeah, 7 pretty much.
Like, actually make new technology, and that's where Sony's going. They're actually delving deep into new technology, which is great.
That and their 3D audio, like they're going full 3D audio.
That's what I'm keen for, is like all these new things.
How they said, like, give them pictures of your ears and they'll make audio for you. Like, wow. Like, they're trying to get people like pictures of their inner ears and that, just to make the sound for them on their console. Yep. Like, that's going beyond like what they should be doing.
It's getting really wild, really deep. That's insane. Like, I'm keen. I'm keen for what everyone's doing, but like, I'm kind of more excited to see what PlayStation does this time around. Like, it's kind of sucky in a way. Like, I like where Xbox goes with stuff, but like, I'll get an Xbox, but like, you know
they're going to drop a bomb on us when it does release. Like, it's going to be so good that everyone's going to go, what?
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're still working out, like, I feel like this is behind the scenes, but they're getting there.
Give them as much time as they want to perfect it, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, give them as much time as they want.
We're not exactly going, perfect the hell out of it.
Yeah, like you've seen, like their SSD is like the fastest SSD in the world, like twice as fast as anything that's on the market now. Like, that's insane.
That's exactly. But it's got to be funny. It's like, it's the fastest one that we haven't seen. We get to when the consoles come out. and then everyone's finally caught up to it. And then will it be the fastest in the world? Like that's what makes me kind of think a little bit. Like, oh, you say now, like everyone goes, oh yeah, they promote this fastest. I'm curious to see where like technology will be at.
Not in the next 5-6 months.
Like it'd be interesting to see like how far PC tries to go to catch up. Like that's what I'm curious to see. Like, you know what I mean? Like, will PC be able to catch up in time? Will they even get close to it? Like,
did you see how personally configured the PS5 is? Though, like they've changed everything. They've tinkered with everything they can.
Yeah,
like just to make it to them. Like that's insane.
Yeah, it's going to be insane. Like I can't.
They're going to run off their SSD, otherwise they can't play it. Which that's the thing. Like I've been seeing in other podcasts, and that the PS5 games are just for that only. Like there's no PC ports or nothing because their architecture and their console is just for them.
Yeah.
Like there've been nothing ported. That's what PS4 games are going to.
They're going back to the way like when they make games, they're made like not just here's one type of game and then we just port the controls across. Like they're making it more focused. That there'll be different teams. Like they'll make the one game, but then they'll have the teams, I guess, go over it and be like, make it adjust for this platform and then adjust it for this platform and try and tweak everything out.
Because that's the thing. When you got the DualSense, that's going to have features that Xbox doesn't, PC won't have.
Yep. And they need to tune that in, especially if they're going to take advantage of that. I definitely will see. Also, yep.
Like it's just going to be. It's just so personal. It's just so Sony configured. It's just going to be well suited to them.
Oh no, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Like it's going to make the exclusives insane. Like you'll see mostly minor features for like like most games that want to delve into. I feel like some games won't even. Some developers won't even touch it. Because I know some developers won't even bother with it. They'll just keep because they'll be like, "This is too much effort. We don't want to do this. You know, don't even worry about it." And then there'll be some that will be like, "We want to take advantage of this experience and make it a little bit more better." And like that's what I mean. The exclusives are going to be insane because having DualSense, because the exclusive games will take that step further, taking advantage of like the audio and like the censoring and stuff to really immerse you into the gameplay. Especially if you're using a controller with a VR headset, like. Imagine being in first person and feeling that in your hand. Like if they've got it in a controller, imagine if they take that DualSense to motion control sticks.
I reckon that's what they're doing with. They said they're upgrading their VR. Like they're going to put what's in that control into the next one.
Imagine having having those in your hands or like a glove. Imagine having like the glove system and feeling that in the glove. Like when you move your fingers, you can feel the strain and the tear and everything like that. Like you'd actually feel like your muscle. Like that would be freaking sick. You could do everything with the fingers and the gloves and the triggers. Like, oh, that's gonna be dope if they do that. Like I'll be impressed. Man. It wouldn't surprise me that's where they're going because they've been really delving into VR a fair bit.
I reckon they're working on that for a long time now, though. Like,
gotta be.
The PS5 upgrade, like that's gonna be so good.
Oh yeah, I'm keen for that. Like. I'm kind of keen. Like it's kind of got me on the seat a little bit there. It's got me on the edge. Like I'm ready for this. I want to see some stuff.
Speaking
Xbox,
of PS,
I've seen.
Did you get that Pistol Whip trailer?
No, I haven't. But you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to have a look. I want to have a look at that. I meant to do that earlier and I forgot about it. So while I was sitting here talking, I think because I think I've said to you, I think I know the game. But I don't know. The trailer looked familiar, but I haven't actually seen it. So I don't know if
I don't know. Well, I haven't watched it. I just jotted it down though because.
But it's coming to PlayStation, is it?
Yeah, PSVR. Yeah, it's just. It looks like super hot cross and action game. Like it just looks so good. Like you can move like super hot, like do your little twist, and throw your guns and shit or something.
PlayStation VR. Pistol Whip. Yeah, no, I think you was it to do with? Oh, I know there's another game that was similar to this as well. I don't know if this is it, but you played to the music. Was this it?
No, that was a beat one. It's got
because it was like a shooter, and you like shot to the music, and I was like, what?
Yeah, that's coming out soon as well, I think.
But Pistol Whip, yeah, it's definitely like super hot, but like a shooter.
Yeah, it's going to be so good as well. Like it's not like you. The time doesn't slow down when you do. Like that's just action, but VR.
Yeah,
But
I
in the
definitely
vein of
need.
Super Hot.
I think we definitely need more like VR games for the PlayStation. Like, I love my VR. Like, I definitely want more games. So, like for PlayStation, like I only play my PlayStation now and then. But like, my God, if they had definitely had more VR games, I would be on
I
it more.
mean, we were smashing Rec Room for a while.
I know. Like we did a few Let's Plays of that. Like, I really want to get back into playing Rec Room again. But like, I want some new content, like some new games to play. Like, I feel
mean,
like
Iron
Rec
Man
Room
got
like needs to
delayed.
update some new rooms. They need some new lobbies and mini games to play and stuff. And that's what I'm missing out on.
Yeah, hell yeah! Like, just give us some little arcadey VR things or something, just to hold
Yeah,
us
like
over.
exactly. Especially some multiplayer stuff. Like, definitely a lot more arcadey party game. Like, kind of those kind of games. Like, there's mini games. Like, give us like go back to like the ways like the iToy, like because like there's those kind of games that they've got, and then those kind of like in the VR worlds and stuff. Like those games they give you, like that was just the sample of VR games. But there's that other
Like the
one
one
that
from Western, that was so good.
that's like the Astrobot they had. Like that's kind of
Oh
cool,
yeah,
but it's more personal. Like it's more personal, like your iToy kind of game. But like give us some online multiplayer kind of like games where we can do like a
like
bunch
that
of
one
random
we were
activities.
playing. What was it? That shooter one. Where was a whole team of us? Oh, what was that called?
Oh,
I can't remember the
fi-
name of it.
firewall was it firewall?
Something like, I don't know. I can't remember the name of it, but it was in like squads of 4 or 5. It was just so good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, oh,
It was pretty good. And that's what I liked about it. Like games where you can interact with each other and have fun. And
it was
it's just a
like
little muck around.
VR.
So good. There's a lot of different games. But
It's just,
anyway,
I mean, I get they take a while because they're VR. Like, they need a lot more hands-on.
yeah. Oh, for sure. Man. I'm not poopy.
Yeah, talk about games taking so long. What about your Cyberpunk news, man?
Cyberpunk news. I think we covered that before. I think did we cover that? We covered that with the R18.
Did it?
We covered the R18. No, actually, what I was going to go back to is the Well, yeah, it officially got announced. We said this before. It got officially announced R18 plus. But I think what kicked it off, I was going to say, was that earlier in the week it got leaked in Brazil. That's where I
Yeah.
was going to talk about before. So, which I was surprised, which led to everything. Which is weird that it leaked. I don't know how it leaked. I don't know. I couldn't find the sources that I was looking for, but it got leaked in Brazil, which was weird out of all places for it to leak. And that's where it
Someone took a
curveballed from there.
screenshot of a listing.
Yeah, I was like, okay. So I was like, what? Like that was whack. And then they got like, and then what? We're looking at like, not even the week later. They're like, yeah, by the way, it's R18 for you guys. Like, so, but I mean, the rating did say that there was high violence, sexual, like strong sexual references, and there was there's what was the other sexual something? Sexual assault, I think it's
the
something like
part
that. There's
that
some
did 18 was the cruelty one. Like that
the
cruelty one
cruelty.
put it to 18.
So there's going to be a lot of
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
where you could, because I think because it's like most games have stuff where you can beat up men and women, but I think the factor of how brutal it is, because like you saw in that trailer they dropped that time, where like the gore of it all, like how gory it is. I think because it's men and women and how you can take the situations, I think that's where
I
it gets a
think
little
there's
bit.
going to be torture. Like
Yeah,
GTA 5, like with Trevor. I think there's going to be torture in that.
torture. Imagine, I wonder if they're going to do like go down to Deus Ex with the whole upgrade stuff. I wonder if you could like steal people's parts and upgrade yourself. I wonder if that's I wonder if that's a mechanic.
That sounds a bit.
I'm wondering if that's a mechanic. You could like find someone that has like a better arm, that has better tech, and you like rip off his arm and like, of course, like you either kill him or steal his shit and be like, take that, and then you could like rip your own arm off and plug that arm. Upgrade, dude.
Damn, son.
It's gonna be
Just
interesting,
look it up
especially
and
with
put
the
it on
whole
the-
like, especially with the whole thing where he's treated like trash and he unlocks a friggin' Johnny Silverhand.
Yeah, Johnny.
Yeah. Like that. I wonder if that's like because he's pretty much garbage. Whether you got to like look like you repay yourself over time, maybe
Sure,
because
he's a
you're
goat. So
like that could be a
he's
thing.
in your head or something.
Yeah, like you got to get that from something, like because he's like a virus kind of thing. So
Yeah,
like you got to get that from somewhere. And if you've been like dismantling, if you're malfunctioning or something because you're more robot than human, like God,
I don't know.
bit crazy.
I'm kind of keeping away from things, just so when I play it, my mind's blown from that.
Yeah.
It's just
No,
gonna be
I don't know. Like I think there's not. Yeah, I don't know. That's basically I'm keen for that when that drops. It's not much else. Like yeah, it's like I said, I'm very on the fence for The Last of Us 2. And then Tsushima, I don't even know if I'll touch Tsushima.
I've been waiting so long for part 2. So fucking long.
Last of Us
7
Part 2,
years.
yeah. I know, it's crazy how long they've done it, but oh my God. Is there anything else we need? I think that's all we can really talk about today. Is there anything else through the week that you've seen? Nothing else you've come up to?
Sony Bend, who made Days Gone, are hiring for another AAA game. They stated they did state AAA. So we're thinking
AAA?
Days Gone 2.
Days Gone 2. I mean, if they've created a new IP, it'd be very interesting. Because have they done anything else? I don't think they've done anything else.
Something apart from actually, they made that Uncharted Golden Abyss game back on the Vita, or
yep. So
something like that.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's AAA, so that's the only AAA game they've got is Days Gone. Really? So
yeah.
I mean,
Days Gone. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly it. So
it makes sense them doing that now after the success of the first one. Now, like if you play it in 2020, which I recommend everyone play it, it's so good.
So good.
Very good, man. Definitely one of the best games. I mean, you're looking at a 60+ hour game in that as well.
That's all right then.
Oh hell yeah! Definitely through your quarantine.
Yeah, I definitely need to get back. There's so many games I'm backlogged on. Like I want to play Days Gone. I want to play Death Stranding. I still need to finish all my games on the Xbox One that I listed earlier. Like there's so much. There's so much.
I just have my back compat. I've got like 40 games I've got to finish.
That's what I was going through my 360 games as well. There's a lot there that I need to finish or play. It's like, oh my God, so many games. Why did I do this to myself?
Considering next month, Last of Us and shit now, like, oh my God.
I know, exactly. We're already in May, so next month is June. Like, yeah, Last of Us is next month. It's phenomenal. It's just crazy.
I just got to chuck out there that earlier this morning, Aorus announced their new Z490s motherboards. They got the Pro, Master, and Extreme Waterforce. So if you're looking to upgrade to your 10th gen Intel, there's a few motherboards there for you.
I was going to say that just before we wrap this up. I was going to say, how's your PC going? Have you done anything new with it? Any new parts?
I actually bought a Gen 4 NVMe.
Yeah.
And a case, which they're on their way.
They're on their way.
Another couple of months, and I should be up and going.
Well, hopefully, maybe by next week we'll find out if you've got any more parts. We can update people if you get them next week. Otherwise, maybe the week after. We'll see how we go.
I may even put a pic of them on the Beardy Bros podcast if I can.
Yes, he can tease his parts.
Then we can start doing video podcasts, man.
Oh, once we get that sorted, it'd be nice.
We can upgrade as we go.
Upgrade as we go, exactly. Oh, geez, pardon me. A bit gassy there. Anyway, I think nothing else we really need to talk about. I think we've covered this week in our brief news. While having a conversation with the Beardy Bros.
There's a couple of things like Injustice 3 got leaked, I think.
Oh, did it? Yep. You got bonus round. It's just a bonus round right now. Have we got guys, hold it tight. We've got a bonus round. So what have we got?
Right. I seen it on a video. Injustice 3, I'm not sure if it's legit or not. Like, I mean, it seems likely after number 2 got so high praised.
Yep.
So 3 was definitely on the cards, I reckon.
Yep.
And EA has stopped supporting Battlefield 5.
Yes. You mentioned this earlier to me. And I was like, what? And I was like, hold up. Wait a minute. Leave this for the podcast. So yeah, I know it's interesting to like move on already. Like, I mean, Battlefield 5. What was that?
It's all new. Like,
it's only when was that? Like, was it last year? Like Battlefield 1, they really dragged out and held support for. I felt like, and then now
I think that's still going though. I think Battlefield 1 is still actually going.
Well, they still got their servers. Well, it picked back up. Their servers definitely picked back up, and people are playing that. So I'm curious to see what they're going to be doing. Are they going to be moving on to something new? Like, I don't know. They've been kind of EA's been kind of going down with the Battlefield franchise, in my opinion, for a while.
It is because they want to work on the next one, but I mean, they've got to improve it quick. They want to.
Because I've really I used to love Battlefield, but for me, I've really lost my interest in Battlefield.
I think 1 was a good game. Battlefield 1, that was good.
The one that came out. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I liked the beta, I think, when it came out, but then the full game was way too hyped for me, and I was like, eh.
Yeah.
Battlefield 5 was so much like Battlefield 1 as well. It was just like, really?
Yeah, but apparently
from 1 to 5, like.
Yeah,
I don't know what that. Like, what are you doing?
Weird, man.
Anyway.
Number things like Xbox One. That should be the Xbox 4, I guess. 3, I mean, not 4.
Oh, well, the amount of console versions they have, I don't know. It's mental, and I think on that mental case, we might.
Well, Sony got shit thrown at them because they just went to PS5. I'm like, that's what they do. They just keep it PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Keep it simple.
People know what the hell they're buying. Unlike Series X, people buying.
And so you're not getting confused. Like, you got the OG Xbox, which I refer to as the Xbox or the Xbox One. Like, it's the first Xbox, and then you've got Xbox One. What?
They should have put Xbox 2, 3. Like, they should have kept it nice and simple.
Yeah.
Oh well, we can't change any of that.
No, we can't. But anyway, you've been listening to Dale and Jim on the Beardy Bros Podcast on our very first episode. We hope you liked it, don't we, Jim?
Hell yeah!
He's very excited. Be prepared to our Instagram to be spammed. Hopefully bringing you into this podcast, which then will link you back to our Beardy Bros Instagram page, and vice versa. It just creates this tunnel loop where it links everything up, and then you can find all the content. Anyway, remember to stay safe in these crazy times. Keep your hands cleaned. Keep that 1.5 meter distance away until we're back to safety. But remember to always keep your eye holes open and your ear holes flowing. Keep on listening. Alright, Jim. Alright, gang. Bye.
We'll catch you guys next time.